Level 1, the informant. You're 22 years old, sitting in a crowded, dimly lit coffee shop, and you are sweating completely through your shirt. The air smells heavily of roasted beans, damp raincoats, and stale pastry, but all you can focus on is the frantic, hammering rhythm of your own heart. You aren't a real spy yet. You don't have a badge, you haven't been to any secretive training facilities in the mountains, and you definitely don't have a license to kill. You're just what the agency coldly refers to as an asset. A disposable pawn on a very large, very dangerous geopolitical chessboard. Your handler, a middle-aged, utterly forgettable man who calls himself John, sits quietly across from you. He barely makes eye contact as he slides a casually folded newspaper across the scratched wooden table. Inside that newspaper is a thick manila envelope stuffed with untraceable $100 bills, and a tiny, unassuming USB drive. Your instructions are terrifyingly simple. Take the drive, walk into your boss's office at the foreign embassy where you work as a low-level clerk, plug it in for exactly 60 seconds, and walk out. If you get caught, John will claim he has never met you, the agency will disavow any knowledge of your actions, and you will spend the rest of your natural life rotting in a concrete prison cell. Your hands are shaking so violently you can barely pick up your coffee cup without rattling it against the saucer. You are absolutely terrified of getting caught. But as you slip the USB drive into your coat pocket, another feeling washes over you. The thrill. The undeniable rush of knowing a secret that could change the world. It's intoxicating, and despite the terror, you want more. Level 2, the handler. 5 grueling years have passed. You survived your terrifying time as an asset, proved your unwavering loyalty and your iron nerve, and the agency finally brought you in from the cold. But you aren't the one taking the direct physical risks anymore. You're the one sitting calmly in the coffee shops. You're the one sliding the newspaper across the table to a terrified, shaking 22-year-old kid who doesn't know any better. You spend your long, sleepless nights sitting in cramped, unmarked surveillance vans parked in freezing, trash-filled alleys, wearing heavy, noise-canceling headphones. You listen to hours and hours of incredibly boring wiretaps just waiting for a single, actionable slip-up. Your entire job is to find leverage. You hunt meticulously for people's hidden weaknesses, their dark secrets, their crippling gambling debts, their illicit affairs. You learn how to expertly manipulate desperate, broken people into committing high treason for you. You learn exactly what makes a human being finally break under pressure. Sometimes it's the promise of money. Sometimes it's a twisted, misguided sense of ideology. Most of the time, however, it's just pure, unadulterated blackmail. The hardest part of the job isn't the brutal long hours, the stale van coffee, or the constant, grinding stress. The truly hardest part is the day you wake up, look in the mirror, and realize you've completely stopped seeing people as human beings. They are no longer mothers, fathers, brothers, or sons. They are just vulnerabilities waiting to be exploited. They are tools to be used, squeezed for every single drop of intelligence they have, and then coldly discarded when they are no longer useful to the mission. Level 3, the field operative. You finally get your official field clearance, and the specialized training is absolutely brutal. They break you down physically and mentally over months of exhaustion just to see exactly how you rebuild yourself. Now you're the one operating deep in the shadows. You're the one in the sleek black stealth suit, picking complex biometric and mechanical locks in the pitch dark while your heart pounds in your ears. You are infiltrating highly secure foreign research labs in the dead of night, using a specialized camera the size of a pen cap to photograph highly classified weapon schematics while heavily armed guards patrol the brightly lit hallways just inches outside the door. You learn a completely new, hypervigilant set of instincts. You learn how to tell if you're being followed simply by glancing at the distorted reflection of a passing taxi or a rain-streaked shop window. You learn the precise, agonizing art of losing a hostile tail in a crowded, chaotic subway terminal without ever breaking into a run, changing your pace, or looking over your shoulder. The danger is no longer abstract or bureaucratic, it is viscerally, immediately real. You carry a glass cyanide pill hidden inside a false molar, a constant, bitter-tasting reminder of the absolute stakes of your profession. Because you know the ultimate golden rule of the field: if you get caught, if you slip up even once, your government will officially deny you ever existed. There will be no dramatic rescue mission. There will be no fair trial. You will simply vanish completely from the face of the earth, and your grieving family will be handed a folded flag and told it was a tragic car accident. Level 4, Deep Cover. Your field skills have proven so exceptional that they give you the absolute hardest, most psychologically damaging assignment in the entire intelligence world. You are sent abroad under a deeply, meticulously fabricated legend. You aren't you anymore. You permanently hand over your real passport, your birth name, your entire past, and your core identity. You are given a completely new name, a highly detailed new backstory stretching back to childhood, a fake alma mater, and a subtle regional accent that you can never, ever drop, not even when you are talking in your sleep. You move permanently to a hostile, heavily monitored foreign city. You get an incredibly mundane civilian job in a mid-level tech firm. You rent a normal, unassuming apartment. You even start dating someone, all to build the perfect, completely impenetrable cover. You spend 3 agonizing, incredibly lonely years living a complete and total lie every single second of the day. You smile warmly at your fake friends, at weekend dinner parties, drinking cheap wine and laughing loudly at their jokes, knowing with absolute, chilling certainty that if they ever found out who you really were, they would not hesitate for a second to turn you in to be executed by the secret police. The paranoia becomes your constant, inescapable shadow. Every unexpected knock at the door, every wrong number on the phone, sends a massive spike of adrenaline straight to your heart. The hardest part isn't stealing the encrypted data or completing the actual mission parameters. The hardest part is the immense psychological toll of the constant deception. It's staring into the harsh fluorescent light of the bathroom mirror at 3 a.m. and struggling desperately to remember which parts of your life are actually real. Level 5, The Saboteur Gathering. Actionable information simply isn't enough anymore. The geopolitical Cold War is rapidly heating up, and now you deal entirely in active, devastating disruption. You have moved far beyond traditional espionage, and deep into the murky realm of covert kinetic action. You're the invisible shadow in the freezing snow, planting highly sophisticated, remote detonated magnetic explosives on foreign oil pipelines in the dead of night to permanently cripple an entire region's economy. You're the unseen hand effortlessly pouring a nearly undetectable, colorless vial of liquid into the teacup of a rogue, warmongering general right before a major summit. There is absolutely no cinematic glamour here. There are no smoothly shaken martinis, no high-stakes casino games, no tailored designer tuxedos. There is just cold, calculated, brutal violence executed in total, deafening silence. You do absolutely terrible, unforgivable things for the supposed greater good, but the concept of the greater good offers very little comfort when you close your eyes at night. You don't sleep well anymore. You suffer from intense, debilitating hypervigilance. Every loud noise, every backfiring car engine, makes you flinch violently and immediately reach for a concealed weapon that isn't always there. You trust absolutely no one, not even your own dedicated handlers back at the agency headquarters. You operate under the constant, suffocating, perfectly logical assumption that everyone around you is a potential lethal threat, and every single situation is a meticulously planned trap. You have successfully become a human weapon, and weapons do not have friends. Level 6, The Ghost. You have miraculously survived in the field longer than anyone at the agency ever expected, and now you operate at the absolute highest, most heavily classified level of international intelligence. You simply do not exist in any official database on the planet. You have 5 different, flawlessly forged biometric passports hidden in heavily guarded safe deposit boxes across Europe and Asia. You don't have a permanent home address, you don't have a bank account in your own true name, and you certainly do not have a family to go home to. You are a complete ghost, moving silently and invisibly through the massive geopolitical machine. You no longer pick physical locks, plant listening devices, or carry a sidearm. Instead, you sit comfortably at a massive mahogany desk in a highly secure, lead-lined, subterranean bunker located in an entirely undisclosed location. From this quiet, sterile room, you casually authorize targeted drone strikes that permanently erase threats from thousands of miles away with the push of a button. You coordinate massive, cascading cyber attacks that can completely shut down a rival nation's entire power grid in seconds. You casually orchestrate the toppling of small, unstable governments and rewrite international borders before your lunch break. You currently possess more raw, unchecked, devastating power than most elected politicians in the entire world. You actively shape the entire course of human history in total, perfect secrecy. But the ultimate price of that unimaginable power is absolute, crushing isolation. You can never, ever take the credit for saving the world, and there is absolutely no one left alive on Earth who truly knows who you actually are. Level 7, the burned it all, finally comes crashing down around you. A highly classified, off-the-books mission goes catastrophically, irreversibly wrong. A devastating, unprecedented leak at the highest levels of the agency completely compromises your true identity, your aliases, and your entire operational history. Instantly, overnight, you go from being their most valuable, highly protected strategic asset to their absolute biggest, most dangerous liability.